Hey guys, what's up? It's me, John Butter, the only YouTuber with a poster signed by stand-up comedian and TV voice actor Eugene Merman. He's a great guy. So today I wanted to talk about Tumblr. Yep, that is the response I expected. Tumblr is a microblogging site started in 2007 as a prank on society. Its staff is a group of rats in a Sparrow bathroom, and I have no doubt it will lead to the end of times. Now I've been on this hell site for over a decade, and while I have made several long-lasting friendships with a lot of great people, I do have some criticisms on the site. Number one, it's basically useless to try and report a blog that's posting seriously harmful or illegal content. Like, at least with Twitter, you'll get maybe like a 20 to 30% success rate. With Tumblr, you might as well write the report down on a letter and then have it sent via carrier pigeon to David Karp's house. And then number two, this website's full of liars. There was a trend from like 2012 to 2015 of people whose lives weren't interesting enough just making up bullshit stories. And since their followers don't know them in real life, it's not like they can fact check them or anything, so it seems like the perfect crime. Fortunately, the people who decide to make up stories about their lives, they're not exactly master storytellers, and once you apply a little bit of logic, their narratives dissolve immediately, like cotton candy in a puddle, or the Wicked Witch of the West in a puddle, or my hopes and dreams in a puddle. Crawling! But the trend has died down since about 2015, I think mostly because people have caught on to the liars, and they started replying en masse to these fake stories with just a series of memes like press X to doubt, or my personal favorite, Buster from Arthur going, "Do you really think people would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?" Oh, Buster, bless your heart. But I still wanted to talk about these lying liars, just to give a warning to future generations, that if you lie on the internet, you will be found out. Or at the very least, hopefully you'll learn how to lie better. So I'm gonna read you 10 of my most favorite fake stories on Tumblr. All of these were made years ago, so I don't really feel bad that I'm essentially making fun of teenagers. And also, I blocked out all of the usernames, so I think I'm good. So in class today, someone insulted Jennifer Lawrence by calling her a butterface. And I just stood up and yelled, "No one insults the Princess of Tumblr," but then someone else yelled out, "Everyone knows the Princess of Tumblr is Dean Winchester." Now I'm starting out with probably the most believable story, and by that I mean the most boring story. Today in class, I yelled out some dumb shit, and another student yelled out some other dumb shit. Now what makes this not believable for me is at the very end, that Dean Winchester reference. Dean Winchester is of course a character on the CW show Supernatural, which is a show about two brothers who solve mysteries in the TARDIS. I'm leaving an extra pause so you can scroll down and yell at me. Okay, you good? Okay, we can continue. But there was a great exchange in between someone else and the OP. Someone said, "I could have shit out a better fake story than this," and the OP responded with, I'm gonna probably have to bleep this, "Good thing I ate plenty of fiber last night, you f***ing bastard. Go die in a f***ing hole, you presumptuous I'm sorry, I usually am not like that. But seriously, go f*** yourself. I love that apology, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry I insulted you just now." But also, I do mean it. Oh god, biology. Mrs. Venture. "So when's prom?" Class. "Next Saturday." What? I love how she's thrown off by prom. Like, is there not morning announcements or flyers? Does she not overhear students talking about it? What? "I need to squeeze in the lessons on the reproduction system and contraception and, oh lord, birth control." So you kind of see where she's getting at, right? Like, oh wow, prom's coming up? That means you kids are gonna bone down, and you're gonna need some lessons on the reproduction system. The class goes, "What? Do you guys know how to put on a condom?" Okay, time out. That is an inappropriate thing to ask a class full of teenagers. The class goes, "What? Did you ever have to put a condom on a banana or something? You can just taste the fake." It's like the person who wrote this, their only frame of reference for sex ed class is that one shot in Juno, and nothing else. The class goes, No. Well, it's official. I'm bringing in wooden penises and condoms next week. Why did you bring up the bananas if you're gonna bring in wooden penises? And also, I'm pretty sure if you come into work next week with a box of wooden penises and condoms, you're gonna get fired. I hope to God that this is fake, because this makes your biology teacher look like the biggest creep. The only thing that would make this story better is if 2 seconds later, the biology teacher rips off her mask and was like, surprise, it's actually me, Academy Award nominated actress Melissa McCarthy, and I've been sent by Jimmy Kimmel to go undercover to prank you little fuckers. But I don't think that's what actually happened. And also, I don't think this story actually happened. I was in anthropology class today, and this one dude bro started screaming, and should not have babies. 1 man plus 1 woman equals 4 life. So first of all, did he really say 1 man plus 1 woman equals 4 life? And 2, why did he start screaming this out loud in anthropology class? Were you guys having like a lesson on gay adoption? Was he having a conversation with another student? Or were you just talking about something completely different and he was just stewing in his hatred for the gays and he was just like, I gotta say something. I just gotta let it out. And so usually in a story like this, the teacher would have like a snarky comeback to say and the whole class would applaud. But OP is incredibly uncreative. So what happens next is, so the teacher looks at him and tells the class to line up and slap him. And holy shit, everybody formed a big line. Other classes joined in too. His face has permanent handprints. I'm dying. So the teacher was like, class, assault this man. And everybody just obeyed him? What is this, the classroom from The Wave? And that one student just sat there and took it like he didn't fight back or anything. He was just like, yeah, I deserve this. And I was being a jerk back then. Guys, I apologize. I don't even know what I was doing. And other classes joined in too, like, oh hey, what's going on? Hey, this homophobic piece of shit said something homophobic and we're all slapping him. Oh cool, mind if we join in? Be our guests. I'm pretty sure after the first slap, that kid can go to the principal's office and have you fired. So this happened today at school. Me, on my phone, reading some fanfics. No, ho, don't do it. No, don't. The bitch did it. Okay, so first of all, you're an asshole for reacting out loud to a fanfic on your phone in, I'm guessing, free period? It would definitely be weird if it was in the middle of, like, history class. Some girl. What the hell is wrong with you? Fanfics. What? Fanfiction. The hell is that? I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what year this post was made. Everybody knows what fanfics are. The hell is that? My life. Is that why you have no friends? Bitch, you guessed it. Oh, love that. Great touch. Always ended on a meme. Even if this story was real, why would you want to portray yourself like this? Like, it's taking the idea that Tumblr is for outcasts and underdogs, and you're really cranking it to an unbelievable level. My school's rival school is on lockdown right now because someone put weed in the vents, so everyone's slowly getting high. Oh my god. Alright, so you don't know how ventilation systems work, and also you don't know how weed works. Like, I'm pretty sure the vents don't get hot enough to burn the weed and to make the smoke disperse out into the entire school, and you would have to get a lot of weed for that, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm no weed expert, but that just does not seem believable. You could have just said, oh, someone replaced all the brownies with weed brownies in the cafeteria. That would be, like, 0.5% more believable. And also, why would the school be on lockdown? Why wouldn't they just cancel classes and let students out into the non-weeded air? And then someone responds, I guess now you could call it a high school. This is a hell site for bastard people. Now we're gonna get into what I like to call the humble brag subsection of fake stories. Now this is where people subtly brag about things that they're proud of. Actual conversation at the bus. Me, reads book peacefully. Man next to me. I hope this is not 50 Shades of Grey you're reading. The title is at the cover, sir. It's not 50 Shades of Grey. Don't try to find any excuses. Teenagers are only read smut these days. Sir, I am reading Pride and Prejudice. What's that? Jane Austen?
I think you mean Jane Eyre. You see, I've read Jane Eyre's books.
Jane Eyre's a character.
Stupid teenagers think they know stuff. Don't be rude.
Great dialogue. Me keeps reading. Old lady, who I guess just materializes, or has been there the entire time. Sir, you're an uncivilized asshole. Man says nothing. Me keeps thinking, fuck yeah, you go, granny. OP is clearly trying to convey, I read books. Aren't I smart? Definitely smarter than this straw man that I concocted. What adult is gonna see a teen reading and be like, oh, you kids and your goddamn books, I bet you're reading some kind of sick fuck book, aren't you? It's simply not believable. I'm a 14-year-old girl. I've just selected 3 Led Zeppelin CDs and head to the counter to make my purchase. The cashier is a middle-aged man.
Are these for your dad?
Actually, no, they're for me.
The One Direction CDs are over there.
I love his logic, like she was just going around the record store like, where's all the One Direction? Oh well, I guess I'll just have to get this bullshit or whatever. And then the cashier points it out and she's like, oh, thank God, I can just throw these away now. Yeah, well, I hate One Direction. I much prefer Led Zeppelin.
But girls your age are supposed to like One Direction.
Yeah, well, I don't. I like Led Zeppelin.
It's obvious that you have some sort of mental problem. It's not normal for girls your age to like classic rock. The character motivations for this cashier is just baffling.
It's like he's surprised by this girl liking Led Zeppelin, but also he's trying to talk her out of it. The manager has now approached the counter.
You, to my office, now.
I'm so sorry about that. He shouldn't be talking to you that way. Personally, it's great to see kids your age that appreciate great music. He gave me 50% off for my troubles. So clearly the humble brag in this situation is, I may be a young person, but I like old music. I'm a little bit quirky like that. And once again, I don't feel bad for making fun of this 14-year-old girl because this post was made years ago. And I'm sure they probably regret lying as much as I find it hilarious. Now we've come to the subsection of fake stories that I like to call the fake SJW. Because people will have you believe that the whole world is full of these nightmare, purple-haired, 1950s secretary glasses wearing SJWs that will oppress you for being a white man. So they make up a bunch of bullshit stories, like this one. This girl came up to me today and asked for my number. I told her, nah, I wasn't interested, and she fucking called me a misogynist. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gay and don't want anything to do with you. And she got so angry about how she deserves respect, and how since she's a woman, and the patriarchy is oppressing her, and that I didn't have a right to not give her my number since I'm male. So I just told her to swerve. Did you really tell her to swerve? That's a weird tactic. Like, oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm gonna ask this boy out. I hope he doesn't say no.
But if he does, I'm gonna call him a misogynist. Oh, you hate women. Give me your number. I hate you. You're a misogynist. Let's go out. I don't care if you're gay. Let's still date.
So a black woman sat next to me on the bus today, and after about a minute or of her just looking angrily at me, she said, given the choice, I wouldn't sit next to white, cis, male trash like you. The bus was full. And I lied to her that I was gay to see what her reaction was. And she apologized at least 10 times before I got off. Can you imagine her getting on the bus like, oh, I hope I don't sit next to a white guy. Oh, turns out I do. I'm gonna tell this guy off for being there on the bus at the same time as me. And also, I don't know what good just lying would have done. Because she could have easily have said, oh yeah, prove it. Or, so what? You're still white and cis and male and trash. Like in the narrative, it's completely unbelievable that she would just turn on a dime. And then this last one. It's not a fake story specific to Tumblr, but it is a fake story that I've seen on Tumblr many, many times. It's a fake story that pertains to a scene that happens in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It is, of course, the episode where Will's biological dad returns only to leave like a few days later. And the episode ends with Will making this big, heartbreaking speech about how when he grows up, he's gonna be a much better dad than that guy ever was. And somebody writes, that awful moment when you learn that this wasn't scripted. That Will Smith's character was actually supposed to brush off the whole thing. But Will's father actually had left him when he was younger. And he just fell apart on the set. and the hug at the end was from one actor to another, not one character to another. If you wrote this, eat my ass like a cupcake. Fuck you. What the hell? So first of all, Will Smith's dad was actually a very supportive figure throughout his whole entire life. You dumb sack of shit. Could it just be possible that Will Smith is a good actor and that he acted the hell out of that scene? Nah, it has to be from real life. Are you really telling me that that whole 2-minute scene at the end was completely improvised? Like the producers and director off screen were like, well, he's going way off script, but I don't know, I guess we gotta see where this leads. What would the original ending have been if that was improvised? Was Will just supposed to be like, aw man, I can't believe my dad walked out on me again? Oh well. Hey Uncle Phil, you're fat. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for me this week. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe, and consider checking out my Patreon. It's as little as $1 a month, and you get some cool perks. Until next time, watch out for liars, and have a great day, John Butter fandom.